Today is very auspicious day, appearance day of their disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Vikash Hrishikesh Goswami Maharaj. I will read what Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj spoke about him. It is opening. This Maharaj, you can see, you saw on Janmashtami day he disappeared. But on today's day, it is his appearance day. So Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj is telling, today is a special day. Today our Shiksha Guru, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vikash Hrishikesh Goswami Maharaj appeared in this world at Adhuna, Bangladesh. Our Parangurudev Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur harbored no desire to preach. He only wanted to perform solitary bhajan. He chanted 100 crore, that is 1 billion name, in the span of 10 years while performing severe austerities like go grass bhojan, means eating food directly from the bare ground without the use of hands, just as cows do. So this is one kind of austerity. He had no desire to preach. However, when his Guru Padma, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Panchatattva and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared to him in a dream, instructing him to preach, Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur responded, I possess neither money nor manpower. How then can I preach? Then they assured him, we will send money as well as manpower. Subsequent to that, one individual approached Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur and said, you can certainly perform solitary bhajan here in Mayapur, but this will not benefit people at large. Instead, if you were to move to Calcutta and preach out of a mat, that would be more beneficial. This individual means Kunja Babu, later on known as Srila Bhaktivilas Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. He was right-hand man of Prabhupada. He was main manager of everything. Prabhupada said, I am free because he is doing all this work. I am only speaking Harikatha. That is my service and spiritual guidance. And he is doing all this managerial work. So Srila Prabhupada accepted sannyas in 1918 and rented an apartment at number 1 Ultadanga Junction Road for 8 rupees per month. During that time, gradually, one by one, many men approached him. He did not go anywhere. Srila Prabhupada began republishing the Patrika, that is Sajjan Toshani Bengali Monthly magazine. He opened 4 printing presses, Nadia Prakash Printing Works from Mayapur, Gauriya Printing Works in Calcutta, Bhagavat Press at Krishnanagar, and Paramartha Press at Kotok, that is Orissa. From these 4, various publications were initiated, such as the Nadia Prakash, which was a daily newspaper, the Gauriya, a Bengali weekly, the Harmonist in English monthly, the Bhagavat in Hindi, that is fortnightly, every 14 days, the Paramarthi in Oriya, that was also fortnightly, and the Kirtan in Assamese language, monthly. So all these magazines. All these different magazines, journals, were started by Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. he also established an institute called Thakur Bhaktivinoda Institute that is still there. If you go to Mayapur, you can see the written on the building that is just next to Jogapit Mandir. And this Ultadanga Junction Road, that was the first math. Mostly all disciples, like our Parangurudev, those prominent disciples, they all joined there in Ultadanga Junction Road. Also Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, all. Then in 30, they moved to Bagbazar Gauriamat. So this Ultadanga Junction Road was rented, and then Bagbazar was there. But now ISKCON, they, especially Radhanath Swami gave that effort. They again got this place. Number 1, Ultadanga Junction Road, that was called during the Prabhupada's time Bhakti Vinod Asan. So they got it, and now that was renovated to look like as it was in those days, and Bhajan Kutir of Prabhupada. Everything is there, you can visit. I had a plan to visit this year, but then by the will of Krishna, plan was changed. I don't know, but one time I would like to go because that is a special place. So many things happen there. Our Gurudev also used to narrate that pastime when Scottish church students came to. They saw one poster there, Gauriya Mat, and there is one sadhu, he's speaking Harikatha, so just to look what is going on, they came inside, and Prabhupada, he was explaining that verse, which he used to do already for 1 month before, same verse, every day, explaining one and the same verse and explaining, but still he was not satisfied. I could not explain yet. So that verse, Labda Sudurlavam, this human birth you got after many other births, it is very valuable because you can get eternal welfare. It is very rare, very valuable, but one thing, it is temporary. You don't know when you will lose it. And whether you will again get human birth, there is no guarantee. So immediately you have to start doing bhajan. Because sense gratification is available already in all other species. Human birth is not meant for that. So you have to utilize this human birth for bhajan. Otherwise you will waste it. If you want sleeping, eating, mating, defending, that is better in other species. You can eat much as elephant. You can have many children as fish. You can fight like a lion, and you can sleep, bear, long time you can sleep. So human life is not meant for these things. Then these two students were sitting there, and Prabhupada is looking to them into their eyes. They were surprised. He's looking to us. He wants us to start bhajan. Then they said, should we not go home? He said, no. Because on the way home, you may get accident, you will die. When you will do bhajan? Now you have to start bhajan. Then they said, but if our house is on fire, then we have to put down that fire. Then Prabhupada said, no need. You have to do bhajan. Then they said, but if we will not put down the fire in our house, then this will catch other houses. It is our duty to put down the fire. Otherwise, others will be harmed. Prabhupada said, let the whole world be burned. There is no loss. Because Brahma Bhuta Prasannatmana Shochatina Kakshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhakti Labhate Param. You are not Jagat Bhuta, you are Brahma Bhuta. You are not of this world. You are Brahma Bhuta, you are of Brahma. You are that transcendental living entity. You have no connection with this world. This whole world may be destroyed, it will not touch you, Atma. So there is no harm. The whole world may be burned, there is no harm. But there will be great harm if you will not do bhajan. Because this Atma is eternal servant of Krishna. It is in her welfare to serve Krishna, and it is the welfare of all others. Like Prahlad Maharaj said, if you want to improve the reflection in the mirror, then you can do it only by correcting the face, actual face. You cannot do that in the mirror. Like that, when Jiva, Krishna is not in need of anything that he will take bribe or some. No, he's full, but out of mercy, he's accepting our service so that we may be benefited. We may be improved. So when Jiva serves Supreme Lord, automatically she is benefited and everyone else is benefited. Like if you tend to the face, automatically reflection in the mirror will also be better. If you correct the face, then that will be like that. If we serve Supreme Lord, automatically we will be benefited. So that is the point of human life. You should not waste it. You have to start doing bhajan now. And they could not go home. They stayed there and they did bhajan. Krishna bhajan. So that happened in that Upadesamrita road. So this is school there. Thakur Bhaktivinoda Institute in Mayapur. Just as students pursue academics to learn subjects pertaining to this world, alongside material education, they taught knowledge concerning transcendence. For this reason, a high school was established, and those who taught there were all Matavasis, residents of the Mat, the teachers. This school remained closed on Ekadashi for a full day and Dvadashi for half day, I think first part, because you have to break the fast. Likewise, they took a full day holiday on Panchami and half day holiday on Shashti. That was the rule. Why these 2 days, I don't know. Panchami means 5th day. Shashti means 6th day. No student could venture out. They had to remain there as residential students. For this reason, many children who were especially undisciplined and mischievous would be admitted to this school by their parents. Some students were from the state of Assam. Because one Muslim parent had no knowledge about Ekadashi Tithi, he inquired, should there be no Ekadashi appearing in a given month? Does that imply that the children do not get any holiday? Because he did not know that every month there are 2 Ekadashis. There was only one class for all children on the subject of religion, Dharma. Although originally all teachers were Matavasis, gradually teachers from outside also began to teach there. Among them was Srimad Bhakti Vikash Hrishikesh Goswami Maharaj, who was a teacher turned Matavasi. First he came as a teacher, then he also became Matavasi. Likewise, Srila Sar Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Pradip Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, Srimad Bhakti Keval Avdolomi Goswami Maharaj and Satya Govinda Prabhu all joined as teachers and later became Matavasis. Attracted by the rules and regulations of the mat, observing the Matavasi's ideal character, they became Matavasis themselves. Then they joined in Srila Prabhupada's preaching mission. In essence, they were all inspired by Mahaprabhu. Later, due to some unrest in Gauriya Mat, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vikash Hrishikesh Gosai Maharaj came to Vrindavan and sustained himself on Madhukari, a practice adopted by a mendicant who begs alms from door to door. He used to reside in Chipi Gali. Srila Sai Maharaj, means Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj, also used to reside in Chipi Gali, and later he moved to Radha Damodar Mandir. After leaving that place, Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj established a mat at Rishla near Kolkata. Before establishing the mat, he performed Brajamandal Parikrama with us in 1956, means with our Parangurudev, then Brajamandal Parikrama. It is also worthy to note that he did not give up his bhajan under any circumstance. When there was unrest in the Gauriya Mat, he sustained himself by Madhukari while residing in Chipigali in Vrindavan and performed his bhajan there. He would daily perform Vrindavan Pancha Koshi Parikrama. One Koshi is 3 kilometers. So this is 5 Koshi. Means 15 kilometers Parikrama every day he would do. And whenever he was in Govardhan, he would daily perform Govardhan Parikrama and very enthusiastically sing Kirtan, Nijanikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam. That is Ashtaka by, not Ashtaka, 11 verses in glorification, or 10 verses, I'm not sure, 10 or 11 verses by Raghunath Das Goswami. He is praying for the grace of Govardhan, singing his glories and praying this Nija Nikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam means, oh Govardhan, please give me some place near you, place of stay. Let me stay near you. Now Srila Bharati Gosai Maharaj is continuing. I had visited his mat on 2 occasions. Once I went there on his desire to ensure that there would be an uninterrupted water supply at all places within the mat. He was aware that in our mat there would be an uninterrupted water supply even if 20 to 22 taps were opened simultaneously. So Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj asked to have the same arrangement in his mat. Because, you know, Srila Bharati Gosai Maharaj is architect by profession. So he used to make plan and supervise and everything for our mats, building everything, and other mats also, like Srila Bhakti Kumar Chanta Gosai Maharaj, they used to call him to help them with all this architectural work. Once I also experienced in Calcutta, I was in the room of Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj, something we were speaking, I don't know. Then he asked me how there in your country the drain water is managed from the house. How is that? What is the system? Then I said, Maharaj, I don't know. I'm not in that field and never was interested to know. But he was eager to know what is the system. Because he is expert architect. Our Gurudev proudly said that when our Calcutta mat in Satish Mukherjee Road was being constructed, that neighbor began at the same time as our mat. But that neighbor only could finish one floor when our mat already was 3 floors high. Then Gurudev said to that, what is happening? The neighbor said, because I had one contractor and they cheated me of the cement and some money and all this, so I'm in court fighting with them. And then later on he also engaged some kirtaniyas to sing Maha Mantra so that he can win in court. So that time Gurudev said, we have no such problem because we have our own architect. We have a sadhu architect. So we are, without any problem, we are quickly building. Then our Calcutta mat is now 6 floors. No other building around there is 6 floor. On another occasion, so this is, you have to know how to make the pipes and everything. That if you turn on one tap and then if you turn on another, then this tap will not have water. It happens. So in our mat, 22 taps you can, like different bathrooms, then downstairs and pujari, all so many taps, but all running water same time. On another occasion, I was asked to go there to give some advice regarding the mat. He would join our Brajamandal Parikrama party every year. He was endowed with a melodious voice and he was a Mishtabhasi, means one who spoke sweetly. He would sing very exquisite kirtans while he himself would play on the kartalas. Guru Maharaj, means Parangurudev, Srila Bhakti Daita Madhav Goswami Maharaj, took him along to various places such as Agartala, Chandigarh, Hyderabad, and so on, where our mats are there. He was fluent in speaking English and Hindi. Another distinctive quality he possessed was that he could conclude his speech within the time allotted to him. If he was asked to speak for 10 minutes, he would not speak for 11 minutes. You will see in India, if there is any festival, then Vaishnavas from different mats, they will be invited and they will come, sit on the stage. Then they will be requested to speak the glory of that Vaishnava who appeared or disappeared. Or if some like festival like Govardhan Day or something, they will be requested to speak Harikatha. And because there are many, each one has limited time. But generally it does not work because once they start to speak, they cannot stop. So eager to sing the glory. So there is usually one that Sabhapati who is presiding over the meeting. Then he gives some sign on gong, like when 10 minutes passed or more, then he will give some sign to let him know that it is now time to stop. And even after that sign, still they will go on speaking. Sometimes need 2 signs and they cannot immediately stop because so eager to. I got also in Chaitanya Saraswat mat, Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's mat on his appearance day. First year I got 5 minutes to speak. And next year I got 15 minutes to speak. So I was seeing the time and I stopped. He also possessed a voracious appetite. He would effortlessly polish off 2 kilos of rabri, condensed milk, sweet. Once he called me over and mentioned, can one eat to one's liking in the company of these Mahatmas? Means, can I eat as much as I want in the company of these Mahatmas? They honor very little. although he had already honored earlier, he still managed to finish 2 earthen pots of rabri, which they sell in Vrindavan. Each pot had 1 kilo of rabri in one go. That is, we have to be careful. In the 6th verse of Upadesamrita, which we are hearing now, there it is mentioned that self-realized souls, outwardly they may have some seems like fault, but we should not think it is a fault. Like sadhu may not have very beautiful figure or may eat much or something, but or be very slow, but that is not disturbing their devotion to Krishna. Or there is any kind of fault in them, like Ganga is transcendental, but there are many bubbles and foam, which is considered impure in Vedic thinking, and mud and like this. But that does not diminish the transcendental quality of Ganga. If you take bath in Ganga, you will be rescued. Like that, those Vaishnavas who are fully surrendered to Krishna, they are transcendental, even though outwardly we may see some seeming faults, but they are never disturbing or they are not harming anyone, because whatever pure devotee does is beneficial for all. He's always satisfying Krishna. Rabri is that condensed milk. It is heavy to digest. You cannot take much, but he had this capacity. Although he was heavy set, means big body, when it came to walking, he was no less. Means he could walk as much as necessary, because he was doing parikrama also every day, 15 kilometers. That is not little. 15 kilometers means 3/4 of Govardhan parikrama, full Govardhan parikrama, 3/4 every day doing. He was even expert at swimming. Once on the day of Gundicha Marjan, he went to the ocean for a bath. Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj swam way beyond the shore, almost a mile out into the ocean. He was our leader. There was our Srila Baman Maharaj and I, along with a couple of other devotees. We all went further into the ocean and found it to be very calm. One who knows how to swim can remain afloat without any fear. Whenever I visit, because in Puri there are those waves, big waves, they are coming, but if you know how to swim and you can cross those waves, you go beyond the place where they are forming, then their ocean is very calm. But you know how to swim, otherwise you will have problem. Whenever I visited him, he would very affectionately feed me prasadam. When I would tell him, Maharaj, when you are to serve me like this, and I simply honor, I feel ashamed. Usually I serve you, like in Brajamandal Parikrama like this. And here you are cutting fruits and feeding me. I do not feel good. Maharaj replied, what is the big deal about it? I have seen your Guru Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj, and he too would personally serve and feed all of you. Today is his Avirbhav Tithi, Krishna Panchami. Such great souls ascended to Srila Prabhupada. Falling at his feet, I beg for his mercy. You know, on the Uthana Ekadashi, that is the appearance day of our Parangudip. On that day, he would serve all prasadam with his own hand. Even now, you will find, following that custom, on Uttana Ekadashi, those who are Parangurudev's disciples, sannyasis, they will serve prasadam, everyone. Nowadays they are less and less. I don't know what is the system now, but I saw in Parikrama time, disciples of Parangurudev used to serve, sannyasis. So today, Srila Bhakti Vikash Hrishikesh Goswami Maharaj's appearance day, I am bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. And we are hearing Upadesamrita. Yesterday we almost finished the 5th verse, commentary by Srila Prabhupada. We heard there are 3 levels of Vaishnavas, Kanishta, Madhyam and Uttam. And according to their faith, they are classified. Those who have faith are qualified for devotion. According to their faith, they are advanced, that is Uttam, intermediate, Madhyam, or a beginner, Kanishta. Shastra Juktya Sunipun, Dridda Shraddha Jar, Uttam Adhikari say, Taroya Sangsar. Those who are expert in scriptural reasoning and have firm faith are advanced devotees. They liberate the world. Why they are expert in scriptural reasoning? Because they realize the tattva. So they can clearly understand what Shastra is speaking. Then from Srimad Bhagavatam verse, Sarva Bhuteshu Yah Pashyet Bhagavad Bhavam Atmana Bhutani Bhagavati Atmani Esha Bhagavata Tama. Those who see the presence of the Supreme Lord within all beings, and all beings within the Supreme Lord are advanced devotees or Uttam Bhagavats. So they have full realization. By seeing a connection with Krishna within all objects other than Krishna, advanced devotees have equal vision because they see everything as related to Krishna. So they are seeing with equal vision. They don't discriminate friends, enemies, devotees, non-devotees, all this. They see all are serving Krishna, directly or indirectly. Like intermediate devotees, they are devoted to Krishna service, and like beginners, they are devoted exclusively to the name. So they have all these qualities. Then intermediate devotees, Madhyamadhikaris, have love for Krishna. They offer service, obeisance, and mental honor to the 3 classes of devotees. They offer service to Uttamadhikaris, obeisance to Madhyam, and to Kanishta, they offer mental honor. They try to turn conditioned souls towards Krishna, and they ignore those who are inimical to Krishna. That is why only Madhyamadhikaris are fit for preaching. That is their duty, to turn people towards Krishna, because they themselves are engaged in the service of Krishna, and they have a realization. They can advise them, jivas, according to their qualification and circumstance. It is their duty to be merciful, so they only are eligible for preaching and to serve as gurus. Kanishta Adhikari generally not, except in some exceptional cases. And Uttamadhikari also not, because they don't see anyone as not engaged in the service of Krishna. Only if Krishna orders them, they will do the pastime of Madhyamadhikari to serve as acharyas or gurus. Thus, they do not, so Madhyamadhikaris, thus, they do not have equal external and internal vision of all things, like advanced devotees. If they imaginatively imitate the practices of advanced devotees, then deceitfulness can arise within them and they can fall down. So if they try to imitate Uttamadhikaris but not having that kind of realization, that kind of vision, then that will not be good for them. They have to do their own duty on their stage. Beginners, understanding that all good is attained through the name of Krishna, pursue their own good. This is our job. We have to pursue our own good. We have to rectify ourselves. We have to purify ourselves. We have to become fully engaged in the service of Krishna. It is not our main concern now on this stage to rescue the whole world, preach everywhere, rescue the whole world. That is not our job. But many, they themselves are very weak, but they have this, yes, I will preach all over the world, preaching. That is why some Western devotees, they came to Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and they explained to him so many projects, how they will preach. This will do, this will. And Puri Goswami Maharaj is realized all he knows. He was listening for some time. Then he said, what preaching? You do bhajan. You have to engage yourself in the service of Krishna. You have to purify your false ego. You have to remove anarthas, all this, and become fully engaged in the Krishna, service of Krishna. Then you can preach. How you will preach now? One can preach as assistant. Like if he's a beginner, he can preach as an assistant of Madhyam or Uttamadhikari if he engages him. You distribute these books, you collect for the service of Krishna from people, you beg, you explain like this. But they cannot take responsibility and cannot take position to be leaders. They have to be led. They have to be guided how to do, what to do, when to do, by someone who is at least Madhyamadhikari, actual Madhyamadhikari. Then that can be beneficial to them and for others, but they cannot independently do preaching by their own idea. And many also fell down. Trying to rescue others, they were pulled down. Not able to answer their doubts, or becoming attracted to some opulence which is coming, and name and fame like this. So they fell down. So it is not a joke to preach. So beginners, they pursue their own good by chanting the name. They do not, however, fully realize that the seat of an intermediate devotee, that is Madhyamadhikari, is higher than theirs, and that they need to reach that stage in the future. Sometimes we may commit mistake as a beginner. Some realization comes, some realization by the grace of Krishna to encourage us for practice, but we think, oh, now I am realized soul. So I can also be guru, I can also be preacher, I can also accept donations, I can accept service from others, I can instruct all others, but that is not fully realizing that that stage is, I did not reach, that Madhyamadikari stage is above, have to reach, not reached, but I have to reach. They don't realize because they are not mature in bhajan. They cannot understand things fully. They don't know there is much more to be realized. Like Madhyamadikaris, if they think now I'm Uttamadikari, it will be problematic for them. Like for Kanishta, if he thinks I am now Madhyam, it will be problematic. So the only way how to be rescued from this problem is Kanishta should have always association of advanced Madhyam and Uttam devotees, then he can understand that he is not like them. By their company he will understand, but if he's alone and speculating, then he may think. And Madhyamadikari also should have company with Uttamadikaris to understand that I am not on that level. Like Srila Bhakti Kamal Tirtha Maharaj from Hungary. When our Gurudev came to Slovenia first time, then there was in one flat, there was a breakfast, and our Gurudev called Tirtha Maharaj from Hungary to come and sit near, just beside him. Then Tirtha Maharaj very humbly, that you are superior. Then Gurudev said, no, I am Tirtha and you are also Tirtha. We are same, you sit here. So then he said humbly, because Gurudev's desire, but he said, but I am not on your level. I may have same name, Tirtha, but I am not on your level. So that is sincerity. So like that, Kanishta Dikaris, yes, we are devotees, all are devotees, but there is degree also of devotion that should not be missed. Or I am such and such das, and he is also such and such das, but that does not make us equal. So one has to be conscious of his own adhikar and has to practice according to his own adhikar and respect others according to their adhikar. For Kanishta Adhikari, it is not meant that his main occupation will be preaching, being guru. No. First he has to, like in school, when you come to school, you have to learn first. You cannot come to school and immediately after a few days you become teacher. No, you have to learn. When you will know, then you can teach. Only in some cases, like in the case of Srila Sai Maharaj, he was ordered to massively preach. He is the preacher, he can do. And he used others to assist him in the preaching, but he was taking all responsibility and he was giving all guidance. Then there was no problem. But immediately when I think independently, not going under guidance, then problem may come, as we saw in the history. Intermediate devotees, like beginners, are exclusively devoted to the name. They constantly chant Krishna's name and gradually attain liberation from the hands of anarthas in the form of their own mundane sentiments, simply by chanting the name instead of performing supramundane service like advanced devotees. So they, Madhyamadikaris, their main business is to constantly chant Harinam without offenses. They are not artificially meditating on Ashtakalya Lila and serving in Ashtakalya Lila in their perfected spiritual form, Sarup, Siddhadeho, like Uttamadhikaris they can do. When first you have to purify your heart by constantly chanting Harinam, and when you will come to that transcendental platform, when Lila will be revealed from the name, then also your Sarup in relation to Lila will be revealed and you can serve that. But not artificially, mentally. So everyone has to do their own spiritual practice according to their level. Beginners with the mentality of being a guru, Guru Abhiman, often consider themselves advanced devotees and fall down. So this we saw in history. Not some advancement was there, some knowledge, some advancement like this, and Sai Maharaj gave guidance. But immediately when you think, I am now perfect and I am independent and all this, and misbehaving with other senior Vaishnavas like Srila Bhakti Rakshidhar Goswami, who really is perfected soul and far superior, misbehaving with him, like treating like equal or even arguing with him for the sake of their own mundane importance, position like this, then Krishna will show you that that is not your position. Though you may be ordered to serve as a guru, but gurus are also on different levels. Like in children we see, they are, mother is there and she's having many daughters. So you will find one daughter is little elder and then one young daughter is there, and that elder daughter, she will take care of younger daughter. Although she is also not grown up like mother and does not, but will take care of that younger. So like that, some knowledge, some realization, something is better than nothing. You can help other living entities, but when you think, I am topmost, I can do whatever I like, I am perfect, I can take anything from anyone, I can, and misbehaving with other more advanced devotees, that will cause fall down because of offense. Then, in order to get a lesson that that is not your position and that was not meant as your service. Your service was to do sincerely, to help other jivas with what you know, and also you yourself have to learn more, advance more in this way. So if we deviate from guidance of guru, who is either Uttam coming to Madhyam or actual Madhyam, if we deviate from the guidance and do according to our own whims, mental whims, and some influence of anarthas, name and fame, all this, then here Prabhupada is telling, beginners with the mentality of being a guru often consider themselves advanced devotees and fall down. So tomorrow we will hear further one song Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote for this verse, 5th verse.